Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a new edition of the Daily Debate. In tonight's show, we're going to be focusing on one of the developmental projects taking place here in Egypt, really working on the infrastructure and also helping with the tourism sector. We're going to be focusing on the development of the new Alamein International Airport. But before we start doing that, let's check out some of the stories making the news today. And we'll start off with President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, who asserted that Egypt enjoys a modern, integrated infrastructure system of facilities and services, which provides a strong basis for establishing any development cooperation partnership. The President's remarks came during his meeting with visiting South Korean Defense Minister Soo Wook. During the meeting, President al-Sisi hailed the strong relations linking the two countries, adding that Egypt desires to further advance bilateral ties with South Korea, especially in the military and defense fields. President al-Sisi asserted that the comprehensive cooperation will be activated as soon as possible in a way that suits the capabilities of the two friendly countries and supports Egypt's benefit from the development experience of South Korea. For his part, the South Korean Defense Minister conveyed regards of the South Korean President to President al-Sisi and expressed his country's concern to enhance bilateral relations with Egypt in various domains in light of the development boom that Egypt is witnessing under the leadership of President al-Sisi and the pivotal role Egypt plays in maintaining the region's security. Soo also touched on working to consolidate the military and security matters as part of joint cooperation relations and said his country is eager to invest further in Egypt's major developmental projects. The meeting also discussed joint manufacturing technology transfer and localizing to support Egypt's responsibility to achieve stability, security, and combating terrorism. Soo Wook also revealed that the South Korean president is keen on visiting Cairo in the near future. And Minister of Defense Mohammad Zeki received on Tuesday the South Korean Minister of Defense Soo Wook, where they discussed the latest development on the international and regional arena and agreed to expand defense industry cooperation between the two sides. The meeting focused on issues of mutual concern, as well as means of enhancing military cooperation fields, as well as exchanging joint expertise. In the meeting, Zeki affirmed Egypt's pride in its well-established relations with the Republic of South Korea, pointing out his keenness on the importance of coordinating efforts and increasing the prospects for joint military cooperation between both countries. The two ministers agreed further strengthening their cooperation down the road to achieve tangible outcomes in the defense industry. And Prime Minister Dr. Mustafa Madbouli held today a meeting to follow up on the implementation of the historical Cairo projects. The meeting was attended by a number of ministers. During the meeting, Madbouli asserted the importance of these projects and continued the following up by President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi. Madbouli asked consultants to speed up establishing the housing buildings in damaged areas and the reconstruction of archaeological areas. The projects aim at preserving the civilized appearance and regaining charm for historical Cairo. Prime Minister Madbouli also highlighted the importance of a speedy disbursement of compensation for those entitled. And the Libya's neighbors foreign ministers meeting concluded today their two-day meetings in Algeria. During his participation in the meetings, Foreign Minister Sameh Shoukry reiterated Cairo's stand, backing holding the elections according to the schedule on December 24th. Concluding the meetings, foreign ministers of Libya and Algeria held a joint press conference in which they asserted prioritizing Libya's security and stability. For her part, Libya's Foreign Minister Mangouche said that unifying international efforts is essential to support stability in Libya. Mangouche added that Libya took all measures to carry out the elections as scheduled. She noted that the security agreements with neighboring countries aim at creating a mechanism for securing the borders. Algeria's Foreign Minister, Lamamra, noted that joint cooperation between neighboring countries aim at creating the right conditions for carrying out Libya's elections without foreign intervention. Addressing the meeting, the UN envoy to Libya, Jan Kubis, said on Monday that time was pressing for Libyans to finalize a legal framework for elections to be held on time in December. These were some of the stories making the news today, but now focusing on our topic in hand. President Sisi is following up the development of the Alamein International Airport and really helping out with reviving the tourism sector and activities in the North Coast and the Northwestern Coast. Let's check out this report and we'll be right back.
President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi has been briefed on the latest concerning the development project of Al Alamein International Airport in Marsa Matruh. The project aims to develop the airport to become a smart international airport equipped with the latest technology and services. President el-Sisi ordered the upgrade to integrate with the state's plan to support the tourism and civil aviation sectors, as well as with developing the country's northwestern coast to attract local and foreign investments. This came during the President's meeting with the Prime Minister, Dr. Mustafa Madbouli, and the Minister of Civil Aviation, Mohammed Manar, which reviewed related development ventures, including establishing a smart city affiliated with the airport. Presidential spokesperson Ambassador Bassem Radi said the meeting discussed the project to develop Al Alamein International Airport, which will be implemented in cooperation with mega international companies. The step serves the country's strategy to invest in the distinctive geographical location of the airport and the city of New Alamein. This qualifies the airport to become a major hub for air, commercial and logistical transport for all the countries of the world. The airport is situated in the Mediterranean basin and is thus able to link North Africa and Southern Europe in tourism, economy and commerce. The meeting was attended by the Commander of the Air Force, Lieutenant General Mohammed Hilmi, Head of the Armed Forces Engineering Authority, Hebel Far, and Presidential Advisor for Urban Planning, Major General Amir Sayyid Ahmed. The new project to develop the airport aims to attract various types of local and foreign investments, especially since the region is witnessing an increasing growth. The state will expand its efforts to establish new comprehensive development centers away from overpopulated areas. In July, President el-Sisi inspected the development projects of the network of axes and roads of the North Coast, linking roads to the cities and governorates of Cairo and the Delta.
الناس من جميع أنحاء العالم بيجوا لإعادة التواصل مع تاريخ مصر القديم. الآثار الفرعونية في مصر تثير العجب والفخر عند كل زائر، وهو نفس الشعور اللي كان في قلوب وعقول قدماء المصريين اللي بنوه من آلاف السنين. بس النهارده في تحدي جديد، وهو التفوق الثقافي في المعمار والهندسة في العصر الحديث، مع إمكانية تحويل مصر إلى دولة من دول العالم الأول بين يوم وليلة. مصر بتفتح سماها لترحب بالعالم بدفء قلبها، تقدم وجهات نظر جديدة من 7000 سنة، من امبارح، النهاردة وبكرة.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and joining us here tonight in the studio to shed more light on this very important developmental project is Mr. Waleed al-Batouty, the former consultant to the Minister of Tourism. Mr. Batouty, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Mr. Batouty, now, over the past few years, we've been hearing and witnessing the development of many airports around the country, many airports, be it towards the north coast, the Sphinx area, obviously the upgrading and the development of the Red Sea airports. Now, establishing the Alamein International Airport, what sort of effect do you think this might have on the demographic situation in the North Coast and the tourism sector?
Well, this is a very good question. Al Alamein, I believe so, that by next year it will be a very active city. And I believe as well that we will be receiving cruise ships. So if you're going to be receiving cruise ships, with the movement of cruise ships, you have check-in and check-out, wherever there is a port. So meaning there is some people, they will board the ship from Al Alamein. That means the destination is Egypt. So instead of making them come to Cairo airport and then drive all the way, which is not an encouraging thing. So whoever is planning is doing the right planning. This is how we introduce ourselves. Bear in mind also that the Egyptian government this year introduced the yachts, yachts idea, and then there is a big docking area also in nearby Al Alamein, very much close to Al Alamein. So it looks like the plan that will be movement. Bear in mind that there is highways, excellent highways, and I was driving on one of them yesterday, and I can see the enlargement as well of Al Alamein as well. They're gonna double the size of each one.
Yes.
Going and coming, it's going to be twice as big as it is. So, and they do it very fast. I mean, the surprising thing is, like, you drove on this road a week ago, and then I was coming back to Cairo, and I said to my wife, "Is like, what? We didn't see this coming." And she said the same comment. She says, "When did they start?" I mean, they cleared the whole thing. I mean, I believe within 2-3 days, I'm on my way back. I'm going back, inshallah. I think they probably will start. I mean, the work is extremely fast, and they want to be ready before even anything happen. Now, if whoever is thinking and doing the right thinking, cruise ships comes to Al Alamein. People, they come to the airports in and out, so you have check-in and check-out. Some people, they finish their destination on the ship by going and going out and taking their plane and heading back home, or going back to any of the airports in Europe. Or people are boarding, so they come to Cairo, and then they go to the docking area and then the port, and then they board the ship and continue their trip. And before and after, there would be pre and post as well. So this will add a lot, especially that Egypt is not taking this as a joke. I mean, Egypt is really working hard to gain a big portion of the Mediterranean cruises, and that is a big business. I remember almost 6 years ago, I was invited, 5-6 years ago, I was invited by a very high official, and I saw Al Alamein on a map. Honestly, I saw it on a map. And to that, I said to myself, it's too good to be true. I mean, that can't be done this fast. I mean, what they said then. But see, I live exactly 18 minutes away from Al Alamein. So I drive by it, and now I do all my grocery. I was just telling you before, I do all my grocery there, and we drive and go in there and here and there. And also they did another ring road, so you don't need to go if there is traffic or if there is a party. There's a lot of traffic on the road. They did a highway, 8 lanes on each side, lit. I'm announcing to the people that it's lit. People, they say, well, I'm afraid it's not lit at night. No, it is lit, and it's 8 lanes, and it's so beautiful. So you don't need to go through the traffic. It's a little bit longer, but it's much better.
Yes.
That means this, I know that they're aiming or targeting 3.5 million people to be living there permanently, I mean, all the time. There is schools, there is universities, there is jobs, there is hospitals, there is lots of things over there. I tell you something very personal. I needed the haircut when I was there. So I said to myself, I will drive to Cairo, go and have a haircut and go back, which is 2.5 hours, each way. And the roads now are excellent. And then a friend of mine says, no, you don't need to do this. There is this very famous hair salon for men. And he told me where it is, and I went. It's moving, it's getting there. So going back to what you were saying, an airport, that means whoever is going to live in Alamein doesn't need to go to Alexandria, Burj Al Arab, or he doesn't need to go. And I'll tell you, within very, very short time, I'm expecting that the airport in Siwa will be, I know it is active in certain flights and small planes. It's not a big airport, but the speed of the work, it's amazing. So I know that Siwa soon will have Marsa Matruh, hopefully, inshallah. And now we have Burj Al Arab. Burj Al Arab is already working, but the Alamein is a big adding. I mean, it's great for the industry of tourism. Bear in mind another thing. Cruise ships, if they come to Al Alamein, they will drive just straight to visit the Grand Museum and the pyramids.
Yes.
Imagine, I mean, the Grand Museum and the pyramids is just right there. And they go back again, so they will not be putting much of a traffic. But again, from someone who I suffered a lot from the traffic when we did the cruise ships coming from Alexandria, and we go to the pyramid and then drive to the Cairo Egyptian Museum and going through the Cairo traffic now, as you know that the highways has also been doubled.
Yes.
Okay, so by then also we won't have any problem. By then I know that they're thinking of having a place right under the Munib highway that the buses will park right below it and take motorboats, extra jobs. This is giving jobs. And the people can have a quick ride on the Nile to have a little taste by fast boats, not just a lunch ship or a cruise or something like this. No, it's just to give them a taste of but being smart to avoid the traffic and to avoid bringing, because these cruise ships when they come, sometimes they throw 150 buses.
Yes.
I'm not saying that this is going to happen tomorrow, but it's coming back. And we are a country that we're talking about tourism and being prepared, and we're doing this. Today I had work in the Civilization Museum.
Yes.
Okay. I was quite shocked with the number of, thank God, knock on wood, with the number of foreigners there. And this is considered still August, considerably hot. Or at least this is what people say. We will go to Egypt in the winter. No, the museum was almost, I mean, it's not big groups. It's 2 and 4, 1, 2, 4, 6 to maximize. So was 12. But there is groups, there is tourism, and that's a new museum. Everybody still likes to go to the Cairo Egyptian Museum. Now here you can see them going to the Civilization Museum. There is the variety, the menu in Egypt. It's getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yes.
Egypt has a lot to offer. There's a new museum in Kafr al-Sheikh. I'm urging all Egyptians and expats living in Egypt, if you can have in any of the weekends a drive to Kafr al-Sheikh and go and visit this museum, it's unbelievable, so beautiful. Now we have a new museum in Hurghada, and we have a new museum in Sharm el-Sheikh, and El Minya, surprisingly, will have an unbelievable museum. There is one in Sohag.
And we're still anticipating the Grand Egyptian Museum, and that's a totally different story as well.
The Grand Egyptian Museum, it's Egypt's gift to the world. This is how I can see it, that it's Egypt's gift to the world. And I know from an inside source that also it will not just be a museum, but it will be an education center. People can communicate with the museum. Here in Egypt, I know that there will be a big movement happening towards educating kids. It's a very important thing.
Yes, of course.
I know that there will be a curriculum of something that will be taught, which is called museum behavior. You know, one of the interesting things that I saw today, and the Civilization Museum, every time I go and visit the museum, it makes me think. You know, that's a new museum, but, and I wanted to ask you a personal question, if it's possible.
Please.
Have you been to the Civilization
I was
Museum?
actually supposed to go to a couple of days ago.
No, then you got to go with me. Please, it's my treat. I want to take you there because you will enjoy it, not because there is something about this museum. This is not a museum to see objects. It is a museum to make you think. What they were trying to tell us, what they were trying, I mean, I feel from, I mean, God bless whoever did the exhibit.
Yes.
But they're talking to us. There was a message. They knew that there would be other people coming, and they wanted to show us what they have. I mean, they have models. They did not make these models as a toy. These models is a picture. They wanted to deliver a picture to us, to the thousands of years that is going to come afterwards. I saw today the nail polish, the woman's nail polish. I saw the makeup. A civilization that reaches that women should wear makeup and eyeliner and things like this. This is a very posh. This is a very luxurious civilization. And I'm glad that the Egyptian government at the same time working to make the facilities, like as you said, Alamein Airport, definitely that's a facility. Cairo Airport and all the things that is being done there. People, they say, what's going to happen, the pandemic is worldwide. And I see that we're in good stage, even though, and that's before the effort of the country. It's God's blessing.
Yes.
God is blessing Egypt with all the number of people that out there in the North Coast and all the parties, and the party is 15,000. 15,000 people at the same place, and you wait the next day. How many people get sick? Everybody's out at the beach. Everybody's having, I don't know, is it the weather? But I think it's God's blessing.
Yes.
And a number of people that would wear the masks. But, you know, when they get with a little bit of the excitement, they take it off.
Well, Mr. Batouty, now, you've highlighted the development of that North Coast, and with every summer we keep witnessing new resorts, new compounds, new villages, new beaches being open, new hotels. And the North Coast is mainly known to be a domestic touristic destination throughout the summer. But it is changing, and you've mentioned how the international airport will actually help with the logistics and the trade and all of these trips, but also getting the tourists to the North Coast. Tourists usually come during maybe the winter or even during the summer, and they go to the Red Sea, to Hurghada and Sharm el-Sheikh. However, the North Coast now is turning into a serious international touristic hub. How do you think we are shifting this destination, the whole coast? I mean, talking about Marsa Matruh, talking about the North Coast, talking about the future of the Daba plant, talking about the new delta that will be established there as well. How are we shifting from just mainly being a domestic touristic destination into an international one as well?
We're not shifting. No, we're opening a new, I mean, for example, Sidi Hnish. It's called Sidi Hnish. It is an Italian resort. And next to it, there's a German resort. And they come in numbers. And now, and it's booked. And September, October, till it gets a little bit cold. I think in the month of
mid-November maybe, or
mid-November, December, January, and then that weather to the Europeans, it's great. They love it. The beach is great. I mean, so this is a new destination. Keep, you know, Sharm el-Sheikh and Hurghada and Marsa Alam, Al Gouna, name it. I mean, we have all of this. Last year, my daughter said that I have a friend of mine from the Kingdom of Bahrain. She's related, by the way, to the royal family. She came to Egypt to do what? To do kiting. And I was very interested to talk to the girl. The girl is highly educated, beyond. And then she said to me, it has always been my dream to kite in Ras Sidr. I said, Ras Sidr?
Yes.
You know, she says it's one of the best spots in the world. And then she told me, it is Ras Sidr, it is Dahab, it is Ain Sokhna, and there is, but I forgot the name, it's down by Marsa Alam. There is also a spot there. So that's a sport, and it has people, and the government immediately moves and cater for them. You said a very important thing, and I liked it very much. You said hotels in the North Coast. The whole North Coast this year has lots of hotels. I've witnessed that, and I've noticed that. Yes, people like to make jokes, and they said this hotel is making an offer, but it's this and this, and they say numbers. But no, we didn't have hotels before. Now there is a number of hotels, quite big in size. So whoever wants to come and enjoy, and I wish the government as well, through all the compounds, the gated community, we can turn this into a national project, okay? Because hopefully in the future, and the pandemic goes away, the Danish, I'm talking about a special nationality, the Danish, the Swedish, the Norwegian, our winter to them is a good summer, summer day. So if, and you know that all the gated community has everything. I mean, every house has a wash machine and dishwasher. I mean, it has all the necessary things. Why don't we do a project that everyone by September, as you're leaving your beach house, hand it to whatever company.
Like a time-sharing concept?
Exactly. And then when I come next year, they hand it to me the same way I delivered it, okay? And I've made some profit. It's extra jobs. There is lots of young people get a job. A couple of days ago, I went into, without mentioning, of course, names, I went into an ice cream store somewhere in the North Coast. And I asked the boy, there was a young boy doing the ice cream. And he said something in English, and I get shocked with how beautiful his English is. So, excuse me, may I ask you, do you go to school? He says, yes, I'm a university student. I said, what university? He says, I'm a student of the American University in Cairo. And I was shocked that there is a student in that university is working in the summer. God bless him, and God bless his family. But the kid himself, God bless him, because now there is kids that started to work, and they're not ashamed, and they're doing jobs. There is some stores in Egypt now is hiring highly educated kids while they're in school. This is a change.
Of course.
This is an absolute change that makes me happy. And this country will never go one step forward without the youngsters. All the youngsters has to work and has to, pick up with us with what the government is doing. Yes, the North Coast is doing great. At the same time, by the way, you've got all the Red Sea resorts. They are busy because people sometimes you say, this is winter, that's only in the winter. No, it is winter and summer.
Yes.
I have friends now, they go to Sokhna, and you know, Sokhna is 1 hour from Cairo. And that's it. They say, we don't go to Alexandria anymore. And when I look at the pictures of, during the feast, of the number of people who were in Alexandria, and that makes me think, I believe they announced that at that, in the feast, the last feast, Alexandria received 5 million people. How can we cater 5 million people bread for breakfast? No one ever thought of this? Those are extra. I mean, God bless Alexandria's government and governorate and everything, and I'm sure they have everything for the people of Alexandria. But when you have 5 million people extra, but I did not hear any shortage of bread or fava beans for breakfast or falafel, or I mean, I'm talking about the minimum.
Yes.
5 million people extra, and you were able to feed them, and the people are having a great time, and even if they go for one day.
Yes.
And today people around the world, they understand now that tourism is not luxury.
Yes.
Tourism is essential, and it's psychological treatment. You have to come out, you have to go by the beach, you have to do this, you have to do that. I was shocked when I heard the number, and I said, God bless this country. I mean, we could cater and we could do this, and everybody was happy. I did not hear anybody moaning or complaining or saying we were shortage in bread, loaves of bread.
Yes. So
we're ready. I think we are absolutely ready, and I hope today's the 31st of August. I hope next year, God bless you, that if we can go on air at the same time, and I'll be coming from the North Coast, and I'll tell you, and I'll get you pictures of, I see, as you drive by the road, you keep saying, when did this happen? I mean, I drove here yesterday, this wasn't here. I mean,
yes,
speed is unbelievable.
Yes, I mean, you could actually say that was the case even last summer. You can actually see the establishment of all the towers of the Alamein city, the university, and it was quite astonishing.
I saw a culture city 3-4 days ago, and a cinema, a theater. Can you imagine?
Yes.
And then I said, when this happened? Okay. This year, something also very interesting started to happen, maybe because of the pandemic, but have you heard the number of weddings and engagements that took place this year at the North Coast?
Loads, all over the North Coast up until Marsa Matruh, actually.
Yes, lots of numbers, and I'm telling you, because a lot of people think that, as you said, this is a domestic destination. No, Italians and Germans are so big in between Alamein and Matruh. That's their area. I mean, they have their place, they have their animation, they have everything, and they love it, they enjoy it. The beaches are magical. And I started to see also beach activities. Why not? Why not? And then we have, I'm not going to say the name of the resort, but there is a resort that is aiming yachts. And the smart idea is they're aiming that people who store their yachts in the winter, they don't use it in Europe, instead of storing it over there, that's why also the airport is there, is to store their yachts in Egypt. They will store it in
it becomes a very short distance between southern Europe and northern Egypt. Yeah.
Financially, it's cheaper, much cheaper. So they'll come and put their boats. That means you're going to need to have a hospital working all the time, a dentist, a place where people can have a haircut, everything. You're going to need things to work out the 365 days. Supermarkets to feed all these people, even the fast food chains will, instead of working only in the summer, they will be working all the time. This year I saw a number of very elegant restaurants. The new port in nearby Al Alamein for yachts has an unbelievable walking area and a shopping area. And people, they say, this is not for us, this is very expensive. Yes, it is for different clientele, but you have to provide them with whatever they want. So you're catering all levels and all taste.
Yes.
If you want this, we have it. If you want this, we have it. If you want to have the fresca for 5 Egyptian pounds, we're ready to give it to you. If you want the fresca with the chocolate, it's. I mean, you are catering everyone, and that's the beauty of it, and you can enjoy it. I mean, I love the cactus, which is the fruit.
Yeah.
Did I say the name right?
Yeah.
The cactus.
The kiwis?
No, the cactus. The
Aloe vera?
no, it's the the cactus is aloe vera.
Okay.
No, it's the fruits that has when the guy is peeling it.
Oh, the teen.
Teen.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, yes. So they have it. I mean, I miss it. I buy it from Cairo and put it in the ice box and take it with me because I miss it.
Yes.
This year it was there. It was there. I mean, I said to myself, I keep sometimes sitting and thinking, they're trying to cater you anything you want.
Yes.
The best watermelon in the summer that comes from Marsa Matruh.
That's true.
I mean, fruits, vegetables, this and that, everything. Just come to Egypt. All what you want is come to Egypt. And we're aiming the Arabs. You know, they're right here, neighboring us, and as well on this side, but those are on this side, they could come. They don't need to land in Cairo. They will come to Alamein. They will come to Alexandria. They will come to the new airport Sphinx. Okay? Egypt will have lots of airports, and it will not be domestic. It will also receive international, and especially people who has their own planes as well.
Yeah.
That's a big market.
Yes.
And we want this market, and we want to have the biggest share. People sometimes they say Egypt is not receiving its fair share of tourism due to the fact, of course, we have the pyramids, we have the new discoveries, and we have this and that. But as you see, the culture tourism around the world is shrinking. Thank God we still have our own portion. Hopefully, we will enlarge that. How do you enlarge it? You enlarge it by facility. If you have facilities, that means you're going to receive tourism.
Yes.
If you have tourism, that means people will learn the hospitality. Another thing which is very important, have you noticed that they're doing a subway that is going to open right in front of GIM, the Grand Egyptian Museum? So that means a tourist could hop into the subway and go to the Grand Egyptian Museum. I mean, a couple of weeks ago, I did get into the subway, and I saw the banner, the thing. Every station, it says, before you reach the next station, it says the name of it in Arabic, and then in English. And I was wondering why they put it in English. And then I've realized it is done for foreigners. So as well, we're going to be like other countries where you can use public transportation. Now we have buses with air condition and internet.
Yes.
It's right there.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are getting ready for really taking a much bigger leap into a bigger share of the tourism sector and the tourism industry worldwide. And the Alamein airport is getting ready to receive international flights. Let's check out this report and we'll be right back.
Days after President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi's inspection tour in New Alamein city in the northwest of the country, the Minister of Civil Aviation spoke of the need to prepare Al Alamein International Airport to receive more flights. This came during his tour of the airport, which serves the North Coast region and New Alamein, and is considered one of the important regional airports. During the tour, the minister inspected the travel and arrival halls, passport counters, baggage belts, the control tower and the airstrip. The minister was also briefed about the application of security measures as well as the implementation of preventative measures to ensure the safety of passengers and airport workers during the COVID-19 pandemic. Minister of Civil Aviation Mohammed Manar reviewed ways to improve and upgrade the airport services and remove any hurdles facing incoming tourists. He said the political leadership pays great attention to the New Alamein city as a major development project, offering plenty of investment opportunities to support the national economy. The North Coast project contains a large number of tourist resorts with distinctive coastal villages and charming Egyptian beaches. The President has spoken of the need to prepare to receive more trips to activate internal and external tourism. New Alamein is the second major project implemented by the Egyptian Ministry of Housing after the new administrative capital project, with the target population for 2030 being about 4 million people. New Alamein has witnessed the implementation of a number of residential and service projects, including beach towers. 15 towers are to be finished in the first phase and 8 towers in the second. The City of Arts is also a cultural outlet for residents of the Mediterranean cities of Al Alamein and the North Coast on an area of 260 acres. The city includes complexes for cinemas, restaurants, and an open Roman theater for concerts and musical performances. The New Alamein city in northwest Egypt was inaugurated by the head of state on the 1st of March 2018.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Continuing our discussion with Mr. Batouty. Now, you've mentioned that maybe in a year's time, people will be living there full time, not just for a season, not for a vacation, and having obviously the new Alamein city, which is the second biggest new city after the new administrative capital. You've mentioned all these facilities, you've mentioned all the services that will be provided, be it for tourists, international tourists, or domestic tourists, or Egyptian residents actually living here. Now, this begs to ask a question about the investments in the new Alamein city or the North Coast as a whole. Now, whenever we talk about investments, the first thing that people think of is real estate, with the new hotels and compounds and resorts and everything. And you've mentioned the fast food, the bakeries, an ice cream place. I mean, how can we encourage people to really seriously invest heavily for a full-time business in that area?
Well, I believe already people took the initiative, and the government as well. The government went and assured everyone. I know that there is a number of universities they've signed.
Yes.
I know that there is a number of international chains of hotels they already signed. So those hotels will have people that works in them, and they're not going to drive to Cairo every day to go back and forth to work, so they're going to have to live there. So the government this time is giving them everything they need and everything they want, and we have to put something on mind, that those who went, for example, at the very beginning when they went to Al Gouna or to the Red Sea or even Sharm el-Sheikh and started there, look at them where they are today.
Yeah.
So there is a number of smart youngsters who's planning to go and have a new start. I mean, over there, I can have a position. If I work in a telecom company, there will be a chance of being a store manager, not just an employee. If I work in a fast food chain, there's a chance that I will have a position there. So those who's looking for jobs, and the whole idea of as well is creating jobs, they'll be going there. Investors, the smart ones are the ones that already went there. I've always been saying something to tourists. The Egyptians, since they built the pyramid, never stopped building. Think of it. The Egyptians, they build the pyramids, and they get the fever of construction, so they never stop building. Look at the Gulf. Who built the Gulf? Who built the Gulf? Egyptians. So, and we are building and building, and we're so good in construction. Now, I look at the major projects. The new capital, which is almost done, and there is things are done. Al Alamein almost done, okay, and now we are in Gaza.
Yes.
We're rebuilding Gaza. And God knows where else we're going to go to rebuild or build or develop or enhance.
We're building a dam in Tanzania.
Brilliant idea. I wish I could say what I know that Egypt is doing as well in Africa for African countries. Egypt is so big in the fishing industry. Just, I mean, let's leave it there. But Egypt is getting so big in this. We're doing, I mean, think of anything. Healthcare. I heard His Excellency Prime Minister 2 days ago, by accident. I was just by the TV and I saw him. I think he was opening a factory or something got to do with the vaccine.
Yes.
And they mentioned that this vaccine, they would be able to produce 1 billion. And I thought, no, 1 billion?
Yes.
We don't need all this number. What's going on? And then I discovered that no, it's because of Africa.
Yes.
We're going to be taking Africa, exporting. So today they're not thinking of what we're going to do for the Egyptians only. No, what we're going to do for the whole continent of Africa, what we're going to do for this and that. So God bless them. I mean, the movements is everywhere. The developing is everywhere. I mean, all what I always say to people, you have to be optimistic. You have to try to see with a good eye where our country is going, where our country is heading. And that's why it gives me a pride every time I see something. I was just driving a week ago here, and this wasn't here.
Yes.
And that's a joy for me. It's a joy. I enjoy this very much. I urge all Egyptians to go and see Alamein. Alamein is not just the towers. Alamein has a beautiful area, promenade to walk on. Try to enjoy your country. And I don't go much shopping, but a couple of weeks ago I was here and my wife asked me to do something, and then she said, come with me, we're going to grab something. And we went to a shopping mall, and I stopped on it first, and I says, wait a minute, that's every brand around the world. I mean, I used to shop around abroad. I said, I don't think we need to do this anymore because everything is here. Hopefully the prices are going to come down, I hope.
Do you think that with all these sort of projects and all the competition and all the hotels and the resorts, do you think then the prices would actually go down, really looking to have much more of a competitive edge?
I hope so, and I believe so, and I think so. I think so.
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Batouty, now having this Alamein International Airport and now we're ready to receive international flights, do you think that we now can really aim to target other potential markets that maybe we haven't been so fortunate or so lucky, or maybe didn't really try to penetrate, such as Latin America, Southern America, these places? Is there a potential to actually reach for these markets?
Before the pandemic, we've received a large number when tourism was down. Before the pandemic, still tourism was down. But we received a large number of Latinos. Okay, for the Latinos, how they're going to come? Egypt Air, which is the national carrier, doesn't go there. But we started to see that they used to come to Egypt either through Ethiopia or through Turkey, or of course they come Lufthansa or United Arab Emirates. But these are big destinations. If you see, I'm planning the map like here, here, we're right here, or here. But we have a neighboring country, Morocco, and they have a good fleet, and there was a large number of tourism came to Egypt through Morocco, and they said, okay, we'll do a joint venture with you. People will have a couple of days on the way in or out. Why not? But in my opinion, I feel that the national carrier will extend going there because this is a very, very good market. Brazil, Mexico, Argentina, I mean, all of this is good potential to Egypt and good market.
Yes.
We have large number I've presented Egypt to the Kazakhstan. When tourism dropped, all the Russian tourism came to Egypt. We had it through Kazakhstan. And Kazakhstan, Egypt Air was not going there, but their, I think it's called Asitana, their airline came to Egypt. The system of this country, we're not going to depend on one source.
Yes. We're reaching out, diversifying our resources. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as Mr. Batouty mentioned, the potential is there. And we can actually almost taste a bigger share of the tourism cake that with all the developments, all the airports, all the resorts, all the museums, all the roads, the transportations, all the infrastructure, a lot of good hopes and aspirations for all of us. Just need to do more work and keeping at it. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for this edition of the Daily Debate. But before we go, I'd like to thank my very distinguished guest, Mr. Waleed Batouty, the former consultant to the Minister of Tourism. Mr. Batouty, always a pleasure having you with us.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
Thank you very much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, please stay tuned for more coming up on Nile International. I'm Hani Saif. Thank you for joining us.